Hello, welcome to Rando Tech Info and our review of the Fossil Gen 6. Fossil has had a strong presence in the Wear OS space for years. They have always made some of the best looking wearables money can buy, and they usually pack in the best tech available to go with it. Sadly, in recent times, the best tech available hasn't always been real great. This changed last year with the long-awaited release of Qualcomm's Snapdragon 4100 chipset, and that chipset has now finally found its way into the Fossil Gen 6 series. Actually, the chip on the Gen 6 is the 4100 Plus. We'll dive more into that later. You can grab the Gen 6 right now off of Fossil's website for around $300, depending on the model, and there are a few SKUs to choose from. This puts the watch in the price range of the TicWatch Pro 3 Ultra and puts it squarely in the middle ground of the Samsung Galaxy Watch 4's price range, which starts at $250, but crosses into the $400 range if you go with the classic and LTE variations of that watch. By the end of this review, if you do feel like you're interested in purchasing the Gen 6, I will leave a link to Fossil's website down in the description. I don't get anything if you use the link, I'm just trying to be helpful.
That's very helpful.
In the box, you get the watch, the charger, and your normal paperwork. I do think it's interesting that Fossil uses transparent packaging so you can see the actual watch while it's still in the box, and I think that is a reflection of just how much emphasis Fossil puts into the style of its watches. I mean, it makes sense. Long before Fossil started making smartwatches, they were making watches, and good-looking ones at that, so style has always been a priority for them. And in my opinion, the Gen 6 does not disappoint. Obviously, style is largely subjective, but I do like the look of the Gen 6, and I think a big part of the reason why is it looks like a regular non-smartwatch. I mean, seriously, at a glance, you would be hard-pressed to notice you are actually looking at a screen and not physical watch hands, and the rotating crown sells the real watch look even more. Speaking of the screen, the 1.28-inch screen is packing 416 by 416 resolution, so everything looks nice and sharp, and it gets bright enough so you can still see it on a sunny day. There is a bit of visible bezel around the outer edge, which is due to the fact that Fossil has decided to not include a raised outer bezel like its other high-end Wear OS competitors. At first I wasn't sure how I would feel about the flat screen and the bezel, especially considering the protection that a raised bezel can help provide, but in my time with the watch, I have bounced the screen off of several countertops and doorknobs, and the Gorilla Glass protected display is no worse for wear. As I mentioned earlier, I have really grown to like the look of the Gen 6, and that includes the strap that came on the watch out of the box. For my model, I chose the leather and silicone hybrid strap, which gives a really sharp two-tone look while also being durable and comfortable. In fact, in general, the watch is surprisingly comfortable to wear considering its sturdy IP68 certified stainless steel casing. Looking at performance, the Gen 6 is running Qualcomm's latest Snapdragon 4100 Plus processor with 1 gig of RAM and 8 gigs of internal storage. The 4100 Plus uses the same quad-core processor as the original 4100 chipset, but the 4100 Plus combines that processor with a smaller coprocessor that supposedly handles a lot of the background tasks when the watch is in its power-saving ambient mode, which should allow for better battery life and better ambient mode functionality. Personally, the place I've seen the biggest benefit with the 4100 Plus chipset is with the second hand on my preferred watch face. For the past several months, I've been using a watch face called the 3100 Dolphin, and the reason I use it is because I like the looks of it as well as the way it handles notifications. But with the 4100 Plus chipset, this watch face gains the added benefit of having a moving second hand while in ambient mode, a feature the watch face didn't have when using it on the TicWatch Pro 3, the Pro 3 Ultra, or the Galaxy Watch 4. So it looks like the coprocessor is indeed doing some work. I will tell you for the sake of full transparency that the second hand should also work in ambient mode with watches running the Snapdragon 3100 processor, and that's because that processor also had a coprocessor. I'm guessing that's why 3100 is in the watch face's name. The overall performance of the watch is excellent. The watch downloads and opens apps efficiently, scrolling is smooth, and the Google Assistant is on point. So if you're looking for a strong performing wearable, the Gen 6 gets it done. As for the UI on the Gen 6, it's running the latest version of Wear 2.0, which is the same version of Wear OS you will find on the TicWatch Pro 3 series, meaning the only high-end Wear OS device running Wear 3.0 is still the Galaxy Watch 4 series. Google has said that watches running with the Snapdragon 4100 chipset should receive the Wear 3.0 update at some point in the future, but probably not until the second half of next year. Now, I am on the record as saying I don't think this is a big deal. While Wear 3.0 is certainly a visual upgrade over Wear 2.0, it doesn't bring a lot of new functionality, and with Wear 3.0 on the Watch 4, you actually lose some things, like the Google Assistant, because the only assistant available on the Watch 4 series is Bixby. Hi Bixby. And hello, right back at you. Speaking of assistants, apparently Amazon's Alexa is supposed to be coming to the Gen 6 at some point in the near future. It actually already appears in the watch's app drawer, although when you try to open it, you are just met with a coming soon message. Another advantage with watches running Wear 2.0 is you can pair those watches with any smartphone because the Wear OS companion app that goes on your phone is available in both the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. The Galaxy Watch 4 running Wear 3.0 pairs to your phone using its own Galaxy Wearable app, and since that app is not available in the Apple App Store, that watch is not iPhone compatible. One not so great thing about Wear 2.0 that I did want to mention is the long-standing bug that keeps the Google Assistant from being able to make calls and text for you is still alive and well. You can still make calls and send text using the watch, you just have to use a messaging app and the phone app on the watch to do it instead of the Google Assistant. The last thing I want to mention about this watch's interface is its sweet rotating crown. Pressing on the crown like a button opens the watch's app drawer, and once you are in the drawer, you can scroll through your apps using the crown. The crown also allows you to scroll once you are inside certain apps. I wouldn't say I like the crown better than the rotating bezel on the Watch 4 Classic, but it's still a pretty cool navigation tool in its own right. Call quality on the Gen 6 is good. People can hear me fine, and the speaker on the watch is loud and clear. It's probably not the preferred way to take calls, but if you receive a call and your phone is out of reach, it is perfectly serviceable. Hey, you're on Rando Tech Info. Say something fun. The mic also works well for dictating text messages and using the Google Assistant. Speaking of text messages, if you have seen any of my other recent smartwatch review videos, then you know that my favorite smartwatch feature is the ability to check my text messages and other notifications without having to get my phone out of my pocket, and the Gen 6 performs this task without issue. By the way, if you haven't seen any of those recent smartwatch reviews, you should really consider doing so, and if you don't want to miss any future reviews, then you should really think about subbing to the channel.
I might just do that.
Fitness features on the Fossil Gen 6 are adequate. Out of the box, you will find the usual assortment of Google Fit apps such as Fit Workout, Fit Goals, Fit Heart Rate, and Fit Breathe, as well as Fossil's own fitness suite, which features its own basic activity tracking, sleep tracking, heart rate, and blood oxygen monitoring, with stress monitoring being notably absent. You will also find some other preloaded health apps such as Cardiogram and Nike Run Club. And you can obviously choose from a number of other third-party health apps from the Play Store, so I think most people will be able to find an exercise tracker to suit their needs. Where the watch really struggles to keep up with other high-end Wear OS devices is biometrics. The Galaxy Watch 4 offers cutting-edge biometric measurements such as ECG, body composition, and blood pressure ratings, assuming those features are available in your region. The TicWatch Pro 3 Ultra offers advanced heart monitoring, mental fatigue, and energy level monitoring, while the only special health feature on the Gen 6 is a very vague cardio fitness rating. Health and fitness tracking on the Gen 6 covers the basics, and for a lot of folks, that will be enough. But if you want a more comprehensive view of your fitness and health biometrics, then you might find the Gen 6 to be a little lacking. Last but not least, let's talk battery life. I found battery life on the Gen 6 to be comparable to the Galaxy Watch 4, meaning it ain't great. The battery will get you through the day and night, but not a lot more. However, the Gen 6 does have an ace up its sleeve: charging speed. The Gen 6 charges noticeably quicker than its Wear OS rivals. Fossil claims you can grab an 80% charge in just over 30 minutes, and in my time with the watch, I can tell you those claims are absolutely true, although charging the last 20% can take a bit longer. This may not sound like a big deal, but it's actually game-changing. This is because the watch charges fast enough that you can get by every day with just top-offs. You can wear the watch overnight to track your sleep, wake up the next day, drop the watch on the charger, and by the time you're ready to work, your watch will be fully charged, or at the very least, charged to 80%, which should be enough to get you through your day. This means no more having to leave your watch on the charger for over an hour to juice up. The only problem with the quick charging is that it doesn't fix the weekend road trip scenario. For that, you will still need to pack the charger, at least if you don't want to run in the watch's power-saving extended mode the whole time. So what are my final thoughts about the Fossil Gen 6? I have to tell you, on a personal level, I really like this watch. And the reason I like it so much is because it checks all of the boxes that are most important to me. The watch looks great, has a nice display, is comfortable to wear, has snappy performance, an intuitive user interface, quick charging, and Google Assistant. But that doesn't mean that this watch is going to be the right fit for everyone. Some people will not appreciate the dated appearance and the resilient bugs of Wear 2.0. You will have to charge the watch daily to keep it juiced, and its health tracking suite is not as feature-rich as its high-end Wear OS competitors. So is the Gen 6 worth its $300-ish asking price? For me, it absolutely is. For you, as with so many other products, that will probably depend on what features you value the most. And if you would like to share what those features are, please feel free to do so down in the comments. As always, I hope you found this video useful. Thank you for watching. And until next time, this is Rando Tech Info signing out.